So I think it's good to start with a little recap. Who remembers what you all did last Tuesday?
I do.
Do tell.
Well, we found out that the Benfic Corporation is a subsidiary of the Breckenridge Corporation, which is a
Indeed-a-roo.
private defense firm
Mm-hmm.
that shares a building with the sheriff's department. They're
No,
also tapping in.
no.
No?
No. That's fake news. No, the Benthic, the sheriff department shares a building with the police department, but it's on
On
Benthic Road,
Breckenridge.
Benthic Ridge Road. What thingy?
Or on Breckenridge Road. Yeah.
Breckenridge. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
So they,
Alright, I'll scrap that.
yeah.
Alright. Yeah, we got contact information for the EPA and the DEQ, being Jenna Gaylor and Gabriel Fultz. And then me, Raven, and Olivia went geocaching in the mountains. We found a whole bunker, including some grenades, some body armor belonging to the British Army, some science fiction books, and floating lamps.
Yeah. All right.
And mysteriously charging cell phones.
Yes. And if I remember right, John
Yes.
is keeping an eye out for things happening at the coroner's office.
Indeed.
Indeed, he is. You were playing some Candy Crush on your phone.
Yes, I've ordered an Uber as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you ordered um, some food, and there's a knock on the door.
What kind of door is this? Is it like a big like glass panel door?
Yeah.
So we can see each other.
Yeah, you can see each other, and
what-
you
yeah.
see a woman, about 30, 35 years old, and a man, graying hair, looks about mid 40s, early 50s.
How are they dressed? Do they look professional, or is this like just two randomers that have walked out?
No, they look very professional. They're wearing not exactly suits, but you can tell it's sort of like a uniform. Like it's the man is wearing like a blazer jacket, a button-up shirt under it. The woman is wearing jeans and a button-up shirt, no blazer for her.
I know the look exactly as you've
Yeah,
described.
yeah.
Tucked in really tightly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna head up towards the door, burger in hand. Can I help y'all?
Funnily enough, it's the woman who speaks to you. Yeah, hi. We haven't met yet. I'm from the EPA. I'm Jenna Gaylor, and I, um, I believe that you are, and she looks at her notepad, um, either Bradley Glover or John Grimm.
Ah, Agent John Grimm. Pleasure to meet you.
Ah, yes. Mr. Grimm. She like holds out her hand, and then she sees your like eating
Um,
your greasy hands, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, sorry, yeah, no, this will do. Hi, yeah, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I was under the impression that you and your team were here on a advisory capacity, but more even a oh geez, what's the word? Um, well, a facilitating capacity to me and my colleague here. And he looks at you and nods and yeah, hey, how are you? Uh, I'm from the DEQ. Indeed, I
are
was.
you Gabriel?
Well, yes.
I was literally about to call you two.
Really, well, that's quite a coincidence. Quite a coincidence indeed. Yeah, like my partner said, I'll let her do the talking because well, she's from the EPA. But it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Grimm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna reach off my hand and give him a handshake.
And he like looks at you, yeah, and he like shakes your hand and takes it back, and he has like this little pump on the side of his belt.
Pulls out a handkerchief.
No. It's even worse. It's a pump of like hand
Oh
gel.
yeah.
Sorry about this. Yeah, I have seen some stuff, as I'm sure you can understand. Yeah, and he like vigorously cleans his hands, and she like Jen looks at him and like, Mr. Grimm, I was wondering if I could pick your brain for just a second.
Of course. But can we keep it in this room, please? There is quite a lot that's going on in there, and
Oh yes, let's step in. Thank you. And she just brushes past you. And she steps into the coroner's office.
So we'll all sit down at the desk then, just offer out the seats.
Yeah. All right. So it's like the little benches where you interrogated the young girl.
Mm.
And that's where you all sit. She's like, Mr. Grimm, I was under the a little birdie, as they say, told me that the body of a Mr. and she looks at her notes. Wait, what happened there? That was not what I wanted. A Mr. Jacobs is situated here, and that there were some, well, oddities revealed in his autopsy. And could you? I imagine you have read some of the files. Could you share this information with us for our research purposes, so we know what kind of heavy metals there were found in his body?
Oh no! Those tests were completely inconclusive. We're not talking about heavy metals here. I'm afraid this is where the Federal Bureau of Investigation has told me in updated terms that we're to take over the investigation from you guys because this is no longer an environmental issue. Keep it under wraps, guys, but this is This might be an anthrax attack.
Oh God. Anthrax, you say?
No, 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 don't say it out loud. You don't know who's
well,
watching or listening, do you?
Well, it's just us in here. Unless,
Yeah,
unless
but
you
this
have
is
somebody, unless
this
you
is
have somebody
terrorism,
hidden,
you know, because
hidden in the back room.
no.
Somebody hidden in one of the. Can you imagine that there's somebody hidden in one of the fridges? Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
It'd be even funny if he was the coroner, right?
Oh, marvelous, marvelous.
Yes. So,
Roll me
yep.
a.
Oh, fuck! I haven't loaded up my thing. One second.
You are trying to influence a ongoing federal investigation.
Yes, it's an ongoing federal investigation, but I'm pretty sure the EPA and the DEQ are a civilian outfits, not a federal outfit like the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Indeed. But.
So, yeah.
But.
There's always a but.
This is highly unusual. So I would have you roll law, which you don't have.
No.
To produce the right
Well, I
statutes
can quite the
everything.
Patriot Act because, you know, Second Amendment.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna ask you to roll two things.
Okay. Here we go.
One,
Yeah.
persuade, or bureaucracy.
Oh, I've got 13 bureaucracy. Come on, baby. 40, fail.
Okay. And I want you to roll a int roll.
Oh, I've only got 30 in that as well. 62, fail.
All right. Mr. Grimm, this is highly unusual, and I will have to, as you quite understand, run this up the flagpole, as they say. Let me call some people, and I'll get back to you. I'm sure it's just a formality. Can I get your number? I believe you wanted to call me and Gabriel here. Sorry, it's always we've worked together for quite some time, so we are on a first name basis.
Well, would it make it easier if I gave you the number of my superior and you can talk to him directly?
Right.
And he can fill you in. Would that make it a lot easier?
Yeah, that would make it a lot easier. Mr. Flutz, can you take down the number? I think
His name's Agent Topper.
Agent Topper.
Hmm.
Topper or Topper?
Topper.
Topper. Oh, yeah, okay.
No, Topper Harley from you know, Hot Shots, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie. Oh, remember that scene? The hot love-making scene that they boiled eggs on the tummy?
Oh, of course.
It made me laugh so hard, that movie.
I'm gonna give her the handler's number.
Alright. Agent Flutz, could you make the call while I get further acquainted with Mr. Grimm here? And Gabriel's I will. Let me just step out for a second. And he steps out and makes a call.
Act out the call. Oh.
Alright. So he's stepping out. And what you hear is... He looks back at you. He gets a bit heated. Hey, dat is waar. Je moet wel even zien. Wat heb ik eigenlijk? Nee. Hangs up and steps inside and Jenna, can I talk to you outside for a second? Sure, Mr. Grimm, we'll be right back. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
When they step out, can I relock the door?
Sure. They step out. They hear you locking the door, unless you want to do it stealthily.
I'll do it stealthily.
Roll me a stealth.
Ooh, 47. Then that is under 50.
Ah, thank you.
Success.
You lock the door ever so silently. You can't really hear what they're talking about. It's muffled. And they're speaking in slightly hushed tones. Jenna looks back at you. Looks back at Gabriel. Nods to Gabriel. Gabriel walks away. Jenna turns and tries to open the door and sees it's locked. She locks eyes with you. Turns around. Takes a step. Looks back at you one more time. Mouths something. And walks away. Roll me a lip reading.
I was gonna say I'm fucking shit at lip reading. Can I just roll you a D100?
Yep.
Yep. Fuck off, 100.
You're fairly certain that she said, I love you, have my babies.
Take me to dinner first, Gina.
And they walk away. Back at the green box. Raven
Yeah.
is calling the handler.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I made really
And-
shit notes last round. Sorry.
Sorry?
I made really shit notes last time.
That's no problem. I was sober, so I'd remember everything.
Wow.
Look at me being all fancy.
Super fancy.
You call the handler and basically he's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, are you okay to talk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we found the box. It's not a box. It's a bunker. And it's filled,
You mean you find the shed?
I guess?
Yeah.
There's some really weird shit in here, and I'm not sure if it's safe.
Weird how?
There's some kind of force field, and there's lamps just floating.
Oh, sweet, they got an SEF? I haven't seen
what
one
does
of
that
those in
stand
like ages.
What does that stand for?
Standalone energy field?
Okay. When we switch the lights on, our phones start charging.
Yeah, it's a standalone energy field. Like it's one of the coolest things ever invented.
Well, it's here.
Fuck
In
yes.
this-
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Oh shit, my superior is gonna be very happy. What else did you find?
We found some grenades. We found some British Army enhanced combat body armor, but instead of having plates in them, they have just copies of Peter F. Hamilton's Neutronium Alchemist.
Uh-huh.
What else did we find? Nothing yet, but that's it for now. We still have stuff that we need to look through, but yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, they usually are. Just keep me posted on what you find. Wait, shit,
Bring stuff back?
if you think it's important or useful. I'm getting another call. I'm sorry. I'll let me know what you find. Bye.
Okay, well, bye.
All right. So you talk to your handler.
I sort of look at the other two and say, so the handler Topper was pretty excited about the standalone energy field, which is apparently what that is. And what's charging our phones and what's keeping the lights afloat. But he said to keep looking for now. So I guess
so
we
it's
do that.
Did he say anything about is this standalone energy field, is this like dangerous? Did he say anything about it?
And no, I didn't say that. He said it was awesome. Also, thinking about it now, isn't it like when we turn the switch, isn't it like Tesla's energy stuff? Where, you know, you have like, he basically invented like
the wireless charging.
Yeah, wireless energy.
That's I think I heard like Apple is doing something like that to charge their phones.
Well, maybe this is like a very old version of it.
But it is
2017, baby.
I know.
Yeah, like when
Android already has it.
Yeah. I was trying to think like when did that like
I have no idea.
drop? I feel it's around that time, but it could also have been like
wireless charging came with the Model X, which was in 2017.
Well,
nice.
Nice.
Well then.
I guess but I guess we should keep on searching.
Seems safe.
Yeah. So we turn on the lights then?
I guess.
Okay, let's.
Makes it easier to search indoors.
It does.
All right. So you're all gonna keep on searching?
Yes.
Yeah, but I first wanna roll for my skill for search because I failed it once last time.
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen this session.
Damn it! Okay.
So the three of you start searching again. All of you give me a search roll.
30 under 32, so I do actually search.
18.
Well done.
And
Well, I'm guessing your search is above 20.
40.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you found something indeed. Bradley?
88 over 60.
Ooh.
Which is, I think, my second critical fail on this search mission.
Indeed, and I will tell you, just like lift the veil on this just a little bit. Every time you fail, you spend a lot of time, or you spend time without finding anything. If you critical fail, you spend a lot of time as a group without finding anything.
Damn it.
So you have been here for a few hours now. But two of you find something. Mrs. CDC Crisis Manager Olivia, can you roll me a d6? It's like a normal die.
2.
2. Has to be you to find this. You check this like a long ass box, and it's behind, it's under like a little box with like flyers of a 1972 music festival. There is another box with Chick-fil-A menus for some reason, you don't know why. Take them out, put them outside, go back in, and there is this long ass box. It's about 1 meter to 1.5 meters. It's nailed shut, so you grab a crowbar and wiggle it, open it, and what you find is a bit weird. Looks kind of like a rocket. And not one that goes into space, more like something that's used in the army.
Sorry,
Like a
my
missile?
internet connection crapped out after a meter-long box. Did I miss anything important?
Yeah, it's like
A little bit.
just a bit. She finds something that looks like a rocket, but not the one that goes into
Oh.
space, but more like the one used on the battlefield.
Oh.
Like
I'm
a
not.
pocket rock?
I'm not hearing what you're saying.
A missile? A missile?
Yeah, like a missile, but like one of those that is handheld.
Does it have anything written? I see any brand? Any?
Well, let's see who made these. It says NAMMO, and it has a date on it.
I can see the date.
1968.
Long past expired.
It might not be a use by date, might just be a manufacturing date, but you don't know.
Okay.
No.
I
Right.
show them. They
Show
look.
them your rocket.
Look what I found. Do you think I can touch it?
That's what she said.
No, I carefully move the box if I can. I don't know if it's too heavy, but carefully moving a little bit to a corner just to keep going on the other box.
Yeah, no, it weighs about 2.5 to 3 kilos. So
So
the rocket itself and with the box, it weighs about just shy of 10 kilos. So it's not very heavy. So you
I asked them, do you guys know how to use it?
No, I don't.
Does anybody who have military land? Yeah, I know
No.
Grim does, but
I keep in my mind a note that Joe would really like that.
Like we left the wrong person in the wrong place.
Yeah, he would be so excited here.
It's almost like I told you.
It's a
guys,
playground.
beforehand. Anyway,
Well, it was good that he was there. Somebody went there.
that's true. That's true. So it's not a loss. It's a very good that he was there, but he would have liked it here. Anyway, Olivia,
I
give
believe in
me.
destiny. It was destiny.
It was destiny indeed. Olivia, give me an ID roll, which is just your intelligence.
Mm-hmm. 6, 7, under 885.
Yeah. So you make this ID roll, and what you think, and like you have seen war movies, and you know, and you have seen the news. You know that, as is, this rocket missile is a vital component. It's just a rocket. It's not the launching apparatus. So you could potentially use it to place it somewhere and strap a bomb to it and make the bomb go off and then have a bigger explosion, possibly. You could drop it from a great height, maybe, and see if it explodes then. But you cannot fire it because you miss the launching tube that would be like here, and the rocket goes in and it just pew. That's
And the box,
that's the sound actually. Pew.
the box was quite close, so it doesn't look like I would find the other part around.
You could look for it, but I'll tell you now that you will not find it. It's just a rocket.
Okay, so maybe if it's so difficult to explode and it's so light, I might take it with me.
Sure.
Later. I'll put it in the.
All right. Raven, you also rolled a success in your search.
Yep.
Roll me a d6.
1.
You find, after some searching, a cardboard box. And as you look in it, you see like maybe 30 to 40 mouse traps. And as you look closer and to like gingerly pull a few out, about 1 in 4 is already armed.
Okay. Armed. Is it one of those traps where you pull the thing back?
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
put-
it's like they pull the thing back, you lock it, and you put a piece of cheese on the thing. It doesn't have cheese this instance, but you put a piece, and if the mouse gets it, a plink, breaks the back.
Okay. So some of them are armed
Yeah, about 1 in 4.
out of the 40. Can I see the bottom of the box?
You would have to maybe gingerly move some of them to the side.
No. I go outside of the bunker and like tip the thing over because I don't want to put my hand in and like grab one of the active ones.
Clever girl. Take the box outside and flip them, and you hear clink, 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 as some of them like spring their little trap apparatus. And as you move away the box and look, it's just mouse traps. Like there isn't even a mouse, no carcass, just mouse traps.
Damn. Okay, well, I guess they're resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the mousetraps back in the box and I put it in the pile that we've already searched.
All right. You want to continue searching?
What's the time?
It's getting around 6, 7 p.m. It's getting dark.
We should. how good are our flashlights, and how good or like how slippery did the terrain look in the forest?
You're fairly certain that going back in the dark is gonna require a lot of dexterity checks and luck rolls.
It's
Also-
winter, right?
Yep.
I'd
So it's
rather-
already very dark.
It's already dark, yeah.
I'd rather not go outside.
Yeah, actually.
You'd rather spend the night here?
If we have to, it's better than like breaking our ankles, finding our way back.
And look safe because even rats could not come in.
Yeah, if there's no mice in the mouse traps, then
I mean, even they're super little and they could not come inside, so it sounds like it's safe.
True, I'm just worried about the cold, but maybe we can get a fire going.
Would it be cold during? Yeah, right.
It would be like
Yes.
it's already just above freezing temperature.
We can burn some of this stuff.
Or we can go outside, grab some dead tree branches and use that.
I mean, there's kind of a lot of shit that we've already sorted through where we haven't found anything which we can burn.
Yeah.
Like a cardboard box full of mouse traps.
It's a lot of paper that apparently I went through searching.
But a,
and
car-
found.
but a cardboard box isn't going to burn for very long.
No, that's true.
Not compared to a bunch of solid tree branches.
Well, we will find a lot of not dry, like sticks outside. It's winter, so we should have more than usual.
We can wear the body
Yeah.
armor
How many are there?
and burn the books that are in the body armor because what the fuck
They're
is that?
useless.
We can use one of those as starter for sure.
But before we burn the books, why don't we burn all the paper that I went through and didn't find anything? Maybe the book will be important later.
Well, I have 2 copies. I got like. No, I think
There's more, right?
Bradley had a copy and I put a copy in my bag, but there's loads and loads more copies.
Yeah, so it's okay.
So
Once
can-
we keep one, would be okay. And the idea is to burn outside, right? We make a little fire outside, and we are going to sleep inside.
I was thinking we make a fire inside by the entrance to make the inside of the bunker heat up a bit.
The entrance is a little bit like I don't know, those ones we saw in the game, in the video game, that it's like a ramp down. It's like
Yeah,
that.
they're slanted, so it's like it's slanted. It has little steps going down into the like the proper area of the bunker type thing.
The idea we keep the door open and we put it there.
Yeah, but if we keep the door open, then the fire can have oxygen and the smoke can go up and the warmth
We
can.
need to keep the door open for sure.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll choke ourselves out, which isn't a good idea either.
No. Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you now, if you make a fire in front of the door or just inside, it's not gonna end well.
Okay.
Because like Bradley would know this as a park ranger, smoke is toxic, and if the wind blows the smoke into
That's true.
the box, which might happen during the night, you will all die.
Will the ceiling where we are standing under now, is it too thick between the ceiling, like the ground and the actual ceiling?
Yeah, like it's kind of built into the like basically into this little cliff. So it almost like it's a bunker type thing with like a solid, as far as you can tell, layers of rock above it.
So inside would be cold?
Um,
I don't think so. It's quite
It-
inside of the soil.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna
then it would
say.
be relatively insulated.
yeah, you would be relatively insulated. And
Yeah.
like the moment
And-
you stepped in, you didn't feel like it was very cold.
Yeah, and bunkers I
Ah.
would expect that are made for people to stay in safety. It doesn't matter which weather is outside.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
the
do
bunker
close
is
the
not.
doors and then like huddle together, it should be sort of more airtight and it should warm up a little bit more.
Yeah. And we can see also if we find papers that are a bit big. Paper is a very good blanket and in a dry air.
Yeah. Could be. While you think about this on yourselves, John.
Well, yes. So, when you say they've walked out, have they walked out of the building, or have they walked? Because I
they
locked
have
the front door.
They have just walked away.
They've. Right, I'm gonna call the handler quickly while they're still in the car park.
Hey, John, what's up?
Hey, what are you telling them, man? Sorry I had to do that to you, man. It's just, yeah, they were about to, like, literally blow the whole lid off everything. And I knew you would handle it, man.
Well, I was kinda taken aback, of course, because I didn't know you would pull this shit on me, John.
I didn't have time to prepare you, man. I would have, otherwise.
Yeah. I'm not sure they bought it, though. And he asked some questions, and I'll tell you this, John. Watch your back, because he quoted some statures that were not civilian.
Do you want me to take care of him quickly before he leaves? Is he a vector?
I'm not sure. I would like it, if possible, if you could take a picture of him.
Okay. I'm gonna run off then to the front door while I'm still on the phone. Yeah, he's still on there. The better phone.
They're in the car, so it would be difficult to grab a picture. But you can certainly try.
Alright, what do you want me to roll for that? I'm gonna pull out my personal phone, my smartphone, because the burner phone's only a flip phone.
Well, first, because you have one hand, roll me a dex roll to see if you can hold the one phone to your ear with your shoulder, grab the other phone with your other hand, and make a picture.
98, fail.
Not critical. So
almost.
Your phone falls but doesn't break.
It's got, oh fuck! No, go on the picture, but can you pull it like from their website? You mean they're gonna have like, you know, employee of the month or some bollocks like that? You know, they're all. You see all the pictures. You're an office type, you know.
John, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna need a picture.
Okay, I'll find them.
Thank you.
If they come back, what do you want me to tell them?
Stick to your story.
I kind of need them though, because I kind of need the hazmat suits from them. I know I'll put you in this pickle, man. It's not something I want to do, but it's I need you right now.
John, I'm gonna level with you. I think you burned that bridge.
Okay, then, bye. And I'm gonna chuck the phone at the wall, the burner phone. Fuck's sake!
All right.
So now I've got 2 broken phones.
Aw. And a broken hand. You're just all broken, aren't you?
Broken all the way down.
No, you sir. It's turtles all the way down. What do you want to do?
Is my phone, even though I dropped it, my personal phone?
Oh, it's good.
It's still workable. It's just got a cracked screen.
No, it doesn't have a cracked screen
No,
because
oh,
it wasn't.
alright.
You have like this little bumper, so the screen didn't crack. It fell just on the bumper because it wasn't a critical fail. It was just a fail.
I'm gonna call the guys then on the group chat.
All right.
So, ring
Yeah,
ring.
hello? Hey, John?
Ring ring.
Well, I'm gonna
So-
say now, you do not get them.
Boop boop boop. The number you have dialed is not
Currently unavailable.
like shit.
Well, while we were searching though, I want to like go, or I want to try calling John. And if I just see that I don't have any signal on my phone, I'm gonna go outside of the bunker and try calling him.
Yeah, but then that wouldn't work because the time discrepancy right now is that you were searching for a long time. If you're gonna call him
Yeah.
now, we have to retcon the whole thing, and that's not gonna happen. So
No.
we can make it so in like a bit, John gets a call.
Yeah,
But
that's
right
what
now-
I meant.
Yeah, okay. So we can fast forward John to like 7 o'clock in the evening, if you want, or if there's anything you want to do in the meantime. Now's the time.
All right, and so the main computer in the office is broken, but what about? Is there like a separate video recording thing, or is everything, all the cameras, going straight to Benthic?
Camera off the wall.
Yeah, we've only ripped the one off in the main office, but is there any others? Is there like any in the car park or anything like that?
Car park, I don't know, but there wasn't any more inside.
There's none inside, but you could check outside and see if there's maybe one at the back entrance or something.
All right, I'm gonna have a look around the building.
While Sana falls asleep slowly.
I'm so sorry.
There is one that's like watching the alleyway.
So it wouldn't have seen the car.
No.
No. Well, god damn it! I'm just gonna go back in and sit down, awaiting a phone call. Actually, can I go and just quickly check in the fridge and see if the fridge is glowing yet? Just poke my head around the door and just see if there's a glowing coming from it.
No glow coming from the fridge.
That's still contained. I'm gonna lock that door, put a chair up against it just in case zombies come out.
Smart.
I'm gonna
Never
say
know.
to myself, you can never be too careful. You never know, John. I'm gonna sit back behind the desk and just wait.
All right. You were in the army. You know how to wait.
Actually, I'm gonna set up a chair up against the door, the front door, in
Yeah.
case it opens, and I'm going to sit back in the desk and have a little nap because I'm exhausted at this point.
Well done.
Hmm
Well done.
So I am napping.
You're napping as your phone rings.
Ring. Hello.
It's Bradley.
Hey, John. Bradley.
Hey, I'm glad you called, man. I tried calling you earlier. Yeah, we have a bit of a problem.
Yeah, well, we do. You go first.
Okay, so what? You have a problem? Let's get to that in a bit. What?
It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Oh, ooh, juicy. Anyway, so the EPA and the DEQ came around, and I might not have convinced them of something and told them that some other things I can't really say over the phone line because it's my personal phone. But yeah, I don't think they bought the story. So we need to move these bodies quickly. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, we could bury them in the forest. We don't really have like a place to put them right now. Like
If only we had like
Yeah.
you know some secret bunker or something to shove them in.
Oh my fucking god, we do have a place to put them.
Yeah,
Am
but
I on
we're
speakerphone?
we're still in the
Are we
place
there?
that
We went off. Joe?
there's like a lot of shit in this place, and I'm not sure we want to contaminate all of it or like seal ourselves out of it forever.
So if I can get the Los Bandidos to come meet us and try and get the bodies over to you guys, if you want to start just shoveling the shit out the door, we can
No.
put them inside,
That's-
shut the door, job's done. The handler won't be mad at me anymore.
But I don't think. Well, we are not there, right? We are not outside. You know.
This
Well,
is just me and brother.
I'll like wave you guys over and put John on speakerphone. No, well, I mean, first of all, it's like, how long did it take us to get here? Like half an hour through the forest. It's going to be a pain if we're gonna have to drag some bodies through here.
There's no way we can get those bodies here.
Yeah.
In one piece.
I mean,
That's true. That is true. We could cut them in pieces, but why do we want to keep handling bodies that we certainly sure that are contaminated?
Because we need to
Yeah.
get rid of them. We can't leave them there.
No, definitely.
We gotta contain this.
How long do you think it's going to be before the EPA and the DEQ are gonna get a warrant for the coroner's office and just like break in the place?
Oh, I don't know, but I feel like generally these types don't work evenings. They go home to their dinners. Like, I kind of miss that shit. But anyway, so, I feel like we've got the night. I feel like they'll be back in the morning.
Yes. So we cannot stay. We will probably have to go back. And on the way, we will have to get the hazmat suits from the office of these two people that are not happy with it. So maybe we go to the
We have to go to the sheriff.
sheriff again. We count that Derek will be nice. And okay, so if we're able to come out of the forest, we get in the car, go to the sheriff, get the hazmat suit, go to the corner, cut the bodies, put them in. And I'm saying that not on the phone, okay? Saying that very low. Especially when I say cut the bodies, it's only for Raven and Bradley. John will learn about that in another way. In Fable. Cut them in pieces, put them in bags, bring them back here, close everything, and never talk about it. That's the plan.
Is there any way we can get dry ice that we can put in the body bags or in other bags with the body parts that are caught up?
You know what we could use, John? Do you know those freezer trucks that they use to transport like meat? You think?
I know what you mean.
Liquid nitrogen?
No.
No. You have like
Like the
powered
butchers.
trucks with like
Yeah.
a big walking.
Oh,
stick
yeah,
in
yeah.
the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a butcher's truck.
Like my
Yeah,
van at work.
Where could we get our hands on one of those?
What are you gonna do with the truck, though? You just gonna? Well, is this just to transport it, or are we gonna try and put the truck in the bunker?
At the very least, we can keep the bodies in there like for a day or two until we know what to do with them.
Oh, we could just drive them around, can't we? So.
Yeah, I mean we could put that truck wherever in the forest, make sure that it has enough fuel to keep running. But at least it's going to give us a couple of extra days.
Oh, does this mean I'm going to have to stick up like a supermarket while they're delivering the meat or something, and then
I was hoping
rob
we
the
could
truck?
rent one. I was hoping we could rent one.
Yeah.
Well, if we want to keep bodies for a long time, maybe we should get the. How do you call like when you go to the butcher or something and they have those fridge that has a door?
A chest freezer.
Yeah.
If
we
a
can get that. I think that will fit in the bunker better than a truck.
You're saying you're in a bunker. Have you found any living quarters yet? Because them places are normally souped up to the nines, you know, to last a few years. So there probably is a freezer there.
By now we didn't find.
No, but I mean, we found a bunch of shit. If you care to take a guess?
Ooh, send me pictures. Send me pictures, man.
Well, I mean, I don't have. This is a pictureless phone.
And
Man,
I
it's
prefer
2017,
to,
man. Get with the times.
I prefer to describe it for you and you picture in your mind.
My mind's eye.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, you say that a freezer is not a terrible idea if you could somehow
Drag
get
a freezer
portable one in here.
How are we gonna drag a freezer in there if we can't drag two bodies? It's gonna be even more.
Now what we do is we all get a mini fridge each, and we put a torso in two of them, and we put the limbs in the other ones.
Yeah, sure. No.
And because when you put them in the bunker, they'll be on.
You know, the more we cut the body, the easier will be to put in small.
So you get them little
Yeah.
travel ones that you do for the car, and you put a foot in one, chuck that in.
But also, the more we cut up the body, the easier it is for the stuff to spread.
This is why we contain it all in
Yeah,
one
but we would
meat
do
bag.
everything in the corners. We cover everything in plastic. I don't know. I don't know.
That. It ate
Is
through
it-
your suit.
Is
Look.
there an industrial plant somewhere with a hydraulic press?
Benthic,
Benthic?
possibly. But then, what else do we know about Benthic?
Yeah, we don't want to get the corpses anywhere near Benthic.
No.
And for
We're
sure,
trying to
we
keep
need
it out of benefits.
we need to remove those two bodies.
I think
Really, we need.
liquid. I think dry ice is easier to get to than a truck. And
Okay.
or mini freezers.
Okay, and then we put the bodies inside of bags with dry ice and we bring them to the bunker. Okay.
Well, we bring them somewhere, but we take them out of where they are now.
You know the experiments that the coroner did? Did he test with acid?
Let me see.
I don't know. Olivia might know because she looked at those.
Let me look into my note.
Because we could melt the bodies.
Oh, I tried pouring bleach on
Yes.
the.
Bleach didn't work.
What did I pour it on? Like it didn't work. Whatever it was, it didn't work.
On the carpet.
Yeah,
with
you-
The...
Yeah, you poured bleach on the carpet that had the blood and viscera and everything of the coroner in his own home.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything, but like bleach is not very acidy. So you don't know, it might work.
Or sulfuric acid, that melts concrete, so...
Yeah, but will we have a sludge of... Instead of a body, we'll have toxic sludge.
It's easy to bury a barrel.
You could
Actually, I
always
was
drink it.
Can we... What? Last
I
time I
don't-
checked, David didn't have a death wish, but maybe after this.
My notes are just that the test he made, he did like different bacterias, and that bacteria killed all of them. But I don't know what else he used it for. But he was it was interesting for him that the bacteria seemed not to die in any ways. Everything he tried didn't kill the bacteria.
Well, indeed a Rooney. So what's the plan?
I don't think we have a plan yet.
Mm,
Joe, John, did you see how our friends, our friends are glowing?
Just let me go and check. I open the door again. No glowing. It's fine.
Both of them, no
Both
glowing.
of them. It's dark in there. Can't see nothing.
Is it though?
Can I have another search roll?
No, it's dark. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, my first success as well. 24 under 40.
So it sounds it's safe to say that they are cold enough to kind of be almost dead. Or
What?
like that they don't
No,
need
they-
to anymore.
He only looked at the outside of the freezer. Right? You only looked in the room, not at the bodies.
Yes, it's
No.
not spreading. It's still sealed. Okay, then. I'm gonna totally regret this, but can I just quickly open one of the doors?
No, John, don't do that. You're not wearing hazmat.
Oh, yeah,
First, it's
okay.
okay.
Oh.
Just leave it.
I mean, you
no,
can.
because what I know.
Can I just use a rubber glove? Be fine.
Come on, man. You only have one hand and you want to use that hand to do that. I'm thinking just if it's safe to put in plastic, because what happened to my hazmat suit, it started burning when it had access to the glowing thing. So
It did hold in the body bags.
yeah, so I think it's a good plan. We don't spread our friends. We bring them all in one piece inside of bag.
Can't we just like put them in the bag and then like get a sledgehammer and just break a few limbs to fold it up a bit and then?
I don't think it. Well, if we are not going to keep them inside of a certain thing in the.
I'm just thinking
Banker.
like if you're moving a body up a hill, someone's gonna notice.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You want me to roll it up in a carpet?
One's already rolled up in the carpet in the bag, so.
Yeah.
Double carpeted.
Yeah. It's got underlay.
And we
And
have
also we
people-
would have to find another way to come, because the way where we came from, there's the lady, and she quite saw us a lot. She will be curious if it has a little chance of her seeing us again. She will probably come to us again. So we would have to come to here, but from another way.
Oh, that would be easy enough. To check the map, see if there is another place that you could park, and maybe do it in the dead of night and move something, like to be unseen. That part would be easy enough to think of, basically.
It's a bank. So does it has like things like, the wheel thing that it has one wheel in the front?
The barrow, wheelbarrow.
Does it have something like that, or anything like gardening or close to gardening?
Does what, the bunker?
In the bunker, yeah.
Not that you have found, but you can search for it.
Can we have a pee break first, please?
Well, okay.
Okay.
Me saying yes. Let's-
I'll also be right back.
Make them pretend we are just doing gardening in the forest.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking roll them up in a carpet and say, "Oh, we're making a lodge up there, putting a nice rug in."
I mean, that lady is gonna be like either confused or concerned when she sees that our car is still there the next morning. Like we just said, like we're going hiking, we're going fucking geocaching in the forest.
Yeah, we'll be
We'll
back in a few
And that's the
hours.
problem is-
Oh, mountain rescue's
She
gonna
might-
come now.
She
I'm
might
glad Bass
get
hasn't got his head.
worried
Yeah,
and
yeah.
call the police.
Yeah. I'm like,
So I don't think. Well,
I'll be
for
right
sure we cannot just stay in the bunker. Probably have to get back, even in the dark.
no, we can, like, if there's going to be a rescue operation, I don't think like it will be called before like tomorrow morning. I think we'll be fine here. But we should like leave by first light.
In the winter will be 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
For me, I think we are kind of okay. My concern is more John and the body, and at what time Jane and Gabriel will be coming back there.
Yeah.
Do you think that we can try to get restriction from the police, like a document or something that says that nobody can go inside corners?
Well, I think we tried. I think John tried.
Yeah, right. But I think he didn't talk to the same guy me and Raven talked. He was not there. We just talked. I think he just talked to the sheriff, right? If we talk to the sheriff and say, he knows that something weird is going on because we got the very first moment we asked for the hazards. He was already concerned, like, is there something bad happening and everything? And
Yeah.
so
It's
maybe
true.
if we say to him, like, it's nothing too bad, but it could be contagious. And I think that even me, I should have some power. Come on. It's not my state, the state I work, but I am a manager for CGC Crisis. How I cannot close a place?
I mean, you could try.
You know what I mean? Like, I probably have connection. Let's say it's not a bacteria that it's making people become a zombie, but it's a bacteria that can make a lot of people vomit. And I can say, I don't want the whole Helena people vomiting, so we need to close the corner, and Miss Jane and Gabriel cannot go inside like anybody else. And then we don't need to move the dam's body. They will be there.
Hello again.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
So, you guys
About
are.
using CDC,
Sorry, what?
CDC authority. I heard something about using your authority.
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 Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I can, just use my influence in the CDC world and say, close the damn corners. Nobody goes in, nobody goes out, because there is something there that will make people poop and vomit a lot. That's it.
Yeah, but in that case, the EPA and DEQ should also be involved, maybe?
Not over me. I am the crisis manager.
Okay.
Managing the crisis.
Then why aren't you pooping and vomiting?
Because I do it very well. I know how to be around that virus. And we do the whole corona in China thing. We make everybody wearing white around that building. We put like big walls with white, protection.
Weld the door shut.
Yeah. So if this city wants us
John's
to...
still inside.
John is sleeping, taking his nap. At least if we try to do that, it's risky somehow, but if we try, we wouldn't have to move anybody.
Were you still gonna search the bunker at the moment?
I mean, if we're in there anyway, yeah.
All right, I would like 3 search rolls, please.
6.
Hey.
61 over 60.
Oh.
If you had allowed me to increase my score today, it would have been a tie.
It's search, right?
Yeah.
I always forget my search. Wait a minute. It's 23.
So again, 2 successes, 1 fail. Bradley, you continue searching all the boxes that you have already searched. Like, I know I missed something. Gotta have missed something. So you go back to those boxes as... well, let's start with Raven this time. Raven, roll me a d4.
4. 2.
Funnily enough, you find a battery-powered Milwaukee Sawzall and a selection of blades for cutting metal and masonry and for butchering large game.
Did you hear that? Butchering.
Big knives.
It is indeed nice.
What's the Sawzall?
I'll show it in the...
Is it one of those rounded thingies that you can saw through bone?
Well, it's not round. It's called this. Make a sawzall. And it's like a handheld cutting machine thingy.
Sawzall. Oh, that was wrong. Oh, heck yeah! That's great.
An asshole.
Very handy.
Alright. Olivia, roll me a d4.
Ew.
You find a... like one of
Battery
those... well, it's one of those... like tape decks. Like one of those old portable tape decks. And it contains a tape labeled Star People. The battery compartment, as you look through it, is ruined due to like these leaky old batteries, but it has an adapter cord that you can plug into a power socket.
Oh, I also found a battery.
No, you found a tape deck,
Yes.
and it's like one of those portable ones
Hmm?
that you can bring with you, and it's either battery operated or with an adapter cord, so it goes into the wall socket. But the battery compartment is ruined because of the old batteries have leaked due to age. You know those tape decks that has one of those large spools and one of those other large spools, and it just transfers the tape from one spool to the other, and you hear a voice talking?
No?
It's like a really old-fashioned tape recorder.
Yeah.
Ah.
Tape deck. Band recorder. Yeah, it's one of these things. Oh, this is the smallest picture ever. Oh, no, it's not that small.
That's what she said.
Hey! All right.
Whenever-
So I'm uploading an image at the minute. Of what you mean?
There you go.
Oh, beat me to it.
Ah, this is cool. This is what I found?
Yeah, this is what you found.
Yeah.
And it has a tape labeled Star People.
We have to listen to that.
Yes.
Because
Now we know what we are going to spend the night doing.
Brian kept talking about star people.
Dun 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 dun.
Can we
That's
just
true.
can we just try to turn it on and see if the standalone energy field works
But
on this thing?
what if we listen, and that what made him get to that?
Well, he's not been in this. He's not been in this bunker. There's no reason for him to know where this is.
Mm.
Oh, that we know of.
Yeah, we didn't find it. Okay, let's listen to it. Will it work? Although the
The bacteria.
bacteria is in my mind now. The battery.
No. But Bradley had a really good idea of putting it in the standalone force energy field thing.
Yes. Like just by putting it up like this.
Or just flipping
Yeah, I
the
mean-
switch and turning on the lights does
Yeah.
Are on. But
I
yeah,
Turning
had
on-
the impression that it had to be in the ceiling to work.
No, this
I
whole
hear it.
thing.
The whole room is actually wireless.
Yeah, that's why your phones started charging the moment you flip the switch.
So cool.
I know.
I mean, it's nice.
Yeah. John,
So, oh,
sorry, but John, can't forget
Yes.
about John. John, what are you doing?
I'm napping.
Napping. You're continuing napping?
Yeah, is there? Can I? I'm gonna wake up periodically. I'm gonna set my alarm on my phone for every 2 hours. Say, I'm a military man. I can handle this. And just wake up casually, have a look around, survey the situation, do a look up at the window, looking outside.
Here's Johnny.
Do you see anything outside or anything during my little periodic wake-ups between naps?
I would like to say yes, but no.
No. Well, I'm gonna.
But you're playing a
Start.
vital part at the moment in this investigation, just so you know.
Well, can I start googling random shit on my phone of how to
Sure.
how to deep freeze meat?
That's not ominous at all. Yeah, sure. Just Google away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Google away. How to deep freeze meat. Objects needed. Freezer prices.
Portable
And then I'm gonna-
freezers?
Yeah, portable freezers. Freezers for camping.
All right, that's what you do.
Yep, and then I'm gonna just go back napping. Waiting for the team to turn up. I'm not gonna leave the building. You can't make me.
Oh, I can.
Oh no, you can't. But
I can, but I won't. Let's go back to the green box. So you flip the switch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again. Dink, 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 dink. The lights turn on. As well as the lights on this tape deck.
Ooh.
Do you press play?
Yes.
you rewind it first.
I see where it left off, I guess.
It is at the start of the tape. Do you press play?
Yes.
You hear a song that I'm not hearing, so I'm gonna stop this fucking. Oh my god, fucking Sirenscape. Fuck you, Sirenscape. Give me a second. Because I want to hear it too. I have to restart my online player. Because
I'm
if I
excited.
stop something and then start something, not always can I hear it. And it's important for my immersion as a handler that I hear it.
it's okay.
As Sirenscape online player does not start for me. It is
We have
not.
fun.
We're having fun. Close program. No, I don't want to report a problem.
You already did.
All
What?
right.
Mhm.
Come on, Sirenscape.
I cannot find the butt in the map anymore.
The what in the map?
The butt where me and my friends are now. The but.
Oh.
I found it. There.
Oh my god, my Sirenscape online player is not responding. And it was so cool. It was like going so smoothly, the session. Had to be something that went wrong. There we go. All
Maybe
right.
the force field caused technical difficulties.
Indeed. You press play. And you hear a song. On it, a voice comes over this song. It's an old voice, a voice that exudes knowledge and authority. It says that the song you hear is meant to be sung to the Matutisan Asinuk, the Sweat Lodge rocks, the Pleiades. The Cree people came down to earth from that larger spirits and then took human form. Sometimes the star people, as they're called, come down to share wisdom or take people with them up to the stars. Sing it someplace high up, the voice says. Ghost Mountain might be the best. You hear the voice of another man, a reporter, ask, can you describe these star people? The star people can't be described. Some legends say they look like stars come down to visit. The star people are great people. They haven't been on Earth for a long time like my people. Who knows what shape they will take. And the rest of the tape is just the song continuing to play over and over and over again.
Can I rewind it and play it again from the beginning?
Yes, you can. It says a man that has a voice drooping with wisdom and knowledge, but also authority. He tells that the song that you are hearing is meant to be sung to the Matutisan Asinuk. I am butchering this. The Sweat Lodge rocks, the Pleiades. Again, butchering it. He says that the Cree people came down to Earth from that larger spirits and then took human form. Sometimes the star people come down to share wisdom or to take people with them up to the stars. Sing it someplace high up, the voice says. Ghost Mountain might be the best. Again, you hear the voice of the reporter. Can you describe these star people? The star people can't be described. Some legends say they look like stars come down to visit. The Star People are great people. They haven't been on Earth for a long time, like my people. Who knows what shape they will take?
The song sounds like indigenous.
Indeed.
Yeah, the Cree are indigenous Americans.
They're
The
a
who?
native.
I didn't understand their name.
The Cree. They are a Native
Cree.
American tribe. CREE.
Mhm.
Does my phone have a recorder feature on it?
Sure. Yeah.
I want to make one recording of this guy talking, and I want to make a second recording of just the song. For like, I don't know, 2 minutes or something.
All right.
Just in case, so that we can like reference this again.
All right.
So what Brian was saying, that the Star People were coming for him and picking him up and taking him back into space, sort of makes more sense now that we've listened to the tape where they say that he had a lot of stuff in his spare bedroom, didn't he? That Bradley, you saw a lot of stuff that people would take from like travels.
Yeah, and there was
Yeah.
1 or 2 indigenous things. The hat, if I'm not wrong, even an instrument.
Looking at Brian, did he look like he was part Cree? Or
Brian
Native?
looked like he was coal-fed and
Yeah, okay.
Milwaukee
From
born.
the picture that we saw with him and his son.
The picture you saw of him and his son?
Yeah. Did he look... I mean, he didn't look coal-fed then.
No, but he doesn't look like he has any Native American roots at all.
Okay.
What about the picture of his wife?
Not Native American in the slightest, as you can tell.
Well, she did choose. Maybe he took his son to the top of a mountain. That mountain. Beautiful mountain. I forgot the name.
Ghost Mountain.
And it's one of the suggestions, right? That you go sing the song in the top of a mountain.
Oh.
Maybe he took his son to do something like.
Maybe. What was it? What was it called? The
Mm.
Devil's Peak?
Devil's something.
Devil's Tower.
Tower. Yeah.
Like, it could be just maybe the Greek called it Ghost Mountain.
Yeah.
Not that far-fetched.
The things that the corner had in the room that were kind of indigenous related that I remember was the hat. The hat, like, I don't know the name, maybe the whole
Headdress.
hat. And there was an instrument too. Dungeon Master.
I don't know who this dungeon master is you keep sticking to.
Handler. Was it an instrument, an indigenous instrument?
It might be indigenous, yeah.
But I don't think there was anything very specific. There were some animals. Bradley saw it. Do you remember?
Do you remember?
Bradley might remember. I don't remember.
Well, by now at
I-
least
I-
we.
I didn't write down what we found in the in that room other than a taxidermy wolf,
Yeah.
and that like generally it was a trophy room. I remember like some Incan stuff.
Yeah, it was like a mix match of different cultures, different eras. You don't really think that it was something that was particularly related to any Native American tribe, or even that there was any logic to it, to be a collection of a specific era, a specific region. It was just like souvenirs from all over the world.
Raven.
It didn't really give up like an occult vibe, right? More
No.
like
No, more
Yeah.
like stuff you buy to show other people, like, look where I've been. Ooh, I'm so important.
Say that Raven knows a lot of history. When she listens to this, does anything rings a bell?
Raven.
Not necessarily my history stuff, but my occult stuff should. Because that's about traditions and rituals and.
Sounds like it.
And I have 80 in occult, so.
Oh, you can roll a cult for me.
I will. 68 under 80.
You know that Native American folklore and rituals are interwoven with each other. They are believed to have, to the Native American people, great power, great wisdom. Even the sweat lodges are a place of veneration and worship. So what the voice on the tape tells you is, it makes sense. And you know that every culture, Western, non-Western, ancient, they all have a legend portraying to their origin. And a lot of ancient cultures, they have legends linking them to people from the stars, to divine-like beings descending down from the heavens. So basically, this story, this legend that he tells you, it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Raven and Bradley, if I understood right, the what we just heard about, these star people come to help, right? They sing for them, and then they will come with we don't know what shape to help and to bring other people with them, to take it with them. That's why Brian was saying he wanted to go with them.
I don't think they necessarily help, but they bring people and they take people away when they die.
Okay.
So when you're born, you are born out of. Well, some people are born out of star people, and when you die, you can be picked
You're
up
brought-
by the star people.
Do you think that this glowing thing could have anything to do with spiritual things with, like maybe
Possible.
Brian and Jacob were in a boat. That's why they started glowing, getting sick.
Possible. But I don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. But it seems like to them star people are more like their ancestors, and they're part of like their spirituality and belief of where they come from. Their forefathers were star people.
It would be really important to talk to Christina to know
Yeah.
if they were into any cult or ritual, to give us an idea of what this bacteria is. Okay.
Do we know if there are any Cree people in Montana?
You don't know right away, but you could look for them. There are bound to be let's see, no. Well, I will tell you now that there is. Oh, that's Paris, friends. um,
Yeah.
yeah, they're the Chippewa Cree tribe. They have a office in Helena, Montana. State Capitol building, the Governor Office of Indian Affairs.
But they have quite a few First Nation tribes or tribal nations.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
The Devil Tower, not Mount.
Sorry?
That wasn't in Montana.
No.
Nope.
It's closed. Wyoming.
Do
South.
we continue looking, or what time is it now?
Well, it's pushing on midnight, maybe even a bit past.
Holy sleep. Do we have to tell John that we're staying here for the night?
I think we told him during our last phone call.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that basically you said, like, we cannot go back right now. It's dangerous to travel during the night. We can try, but it might be better if we stay here. I'm paraphrasing, but I imagine that like that would
Yeah.
be what you say.
So can we search one more time, or so we are
You
all
can,
searching?
sure. Who's feeling lucky? Fuck.
That's a good question. Well, I don't think Bradley is feeling very lucky.
I'm not.
Not me.
I'm not feeling lucky at all.
But maybe this is gonna be your lucky
Maybe this
roll,
is your
'cause
moment to shine, Bradley.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
this is
the
my
moment.
redemption roll.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've spent all of my luck.
It's a redemption arc, Bradley. Do it.
Yeah.
We
You can
have
do
faith.
it.
40 under 60.
All right.
Hell yeah!
Roll me a d2. So d4 divided by 2.
Did you?
1.
So that's a half. Wow.
Half.
you look and like behind some boxes you find like this heavy chunk of sandstone. And as you look at it, one side has like embedded in it a military dog tag. It's badly warped and effaced, and it's embedded in a patch of some other kind of mineral that has fused with the sandstone.
It doesn't happen to be glowing, does it?
Funnily enough, no.
Okay. Would I
me-
recognize this mineral being a park ranger?
Let's see. What kind of sciences do you have?
Forestry.
Forestry. Roll me your forestry.
66 over 40.
You're not very sure. Might be. Looks metally. Yeah, you're not very sure. Do you want to check the dog tag?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does the dog tag have a name? Or like a rank symbol?
The dog tag shows some letters. They're pretty. You cannot really read them. They look worn down by time. Roll me a search roll. As your fingers try to trace the letters and numbers.
73 over 60.
You're not very sure. Like, you can almost make out the letters and numbers, but yeah, maybe someone else can help you.
Can I give him a piece of paper and a pencil to like trace
Yes.
over it?
Smart, very smart.
Yes.
If you do this, you see the following.
HFN few. Are the symbols, does it match with the amount of letters that there would be?
Yeah. But
Does-
they're very worn down.
I'm just checking. The first line that wouldn't match with Breckenridge, right? I think there's too
No,
many.
I tried that. It doesn't. It's too many. It's Breckenridge is too many.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. Even if you spell it with just a K instead of CK, I don't think you can get no. You never get
No.
there.
It would be Beckridge would work, and Jonathan and I guess Matthew.
It looks like Matt.
Yeah,
Jonathan, Matthew.
Matthu.
You.
Just the numbers makes no sense, and the bottom neither.
We can copy this and show the numbers to John. Maybe he will know like what's supposed? Maybe it's like a unit number, or
Mm-hmm.
like maybe he'll be able to tell us at least, what those numbers would usually mean on a doc tag, or what the format is.
Yep, might be a good idea to have somebody who is versed in military matters to take a look at it. Anybody
actually-
else? What? Sorry.
So who actually knows something about all the stuff that we've been finding?
Yeah. Is somebody else feeling lucky yet today?
Yeah, I want to give it a one last run.
One last one over.
24 under 32. So
You look and like your hand touches something and you hear glass wrinkling, not shattering, but more like two or three or maybe more bottles like bumping into each other. You look over and you see three glass bottles, and they have, as you check, some warning labels on them. One of the warning labels signals corrosive.
Mhm. What about the other ones?
All three of them have the same warning label on them.
Okay.
Corrosive.
Anything? What's the color of the liquid?
Greenish?
Is it glowing?
Nope.
Okay.
Corrosive means that it could
Dissolve
So-
stuff. Yeah. You
Like
could
bones
use it to
and
dissolve
flesh.
stuff. You could like throw them at something or somebody as a weapon. It's like basically it has a corrosive substance that could be used as like a Molotov cocktail, but basically it's not fire, it's corrosive damage.
Can you, when I look at the can I go over and look and check it too?
Yeah, I
Sure.
show you the bottles because you probably know more about this than I do.
I wanted to check if there is any information of ingredient, what it's in.
Maybe pH level.
Oh,
Yeah, it is not really sure what's in it. Basically, it only has the label for corrosive on it.
does it look like homemade? That
Yep.
this corrosive was, yeah?
Yep. It looks homemade. Well, it looks like somebody put it in a bottle and put the label on it.
Yeah, like not a factory.
It's not factory made, no.
No.
What type of closure does it have? Like a cork or a screw cap or
It has the exact closure that you would find in a bottle with corrosive substances that would not dissolve said topping.
okay.
That's a clever way to say, I have no idea. But it works. It's something that works.
Good.
Sorry for breaking the immersion.
It's fine.
What do you do?
sleep.
Yeah, I think by now I'm searching for my croissant in the bag.
It's about 2:30 a.m. at the moment.
Definitely sleep.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
was just gonna say, if you go on any longer, you would be starting to feel you start to feel fatigue, which has its own set of checks and balances in the game. So sleep would be a good idea. You had a perfectly good sleep last night. Long even, some of you, longer than expected. But like the whole day, the searching, carrying boxes, the excitement, the trekking, the hike, it's catching up with you. So going to bed or at very least sleep is a good idea. Do you guys set an alarm? Who's taking first watch? If anybody is taking watch? Do you think it's needed to set up a watch? I'm not hearing what you're saying.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't
Alright.
think it's needed.
No, right?
No.
But we should probably set an alarm quite early, so we can, like at like sunrise, we can start walking back.
Yeah. Alarm for like 8. So it's winter, so it's sunrise is pretty late-ish.
Later.
Yeah, it's fine. Also, can you remind me of the date when we wake up? Well, the date now, really, because we're going to sleep after midnight. It's Thursday.
Today was gonna be the date. I'm gonna tell you it's Thursday, March 9th.
Okay. And before I go to bed, I tell people, oh, I almost forgot it's my birthday in 2 days.
Exciting.
It's Raven's birthday on the 11th. Forgot.
Good to know. Sunrise is at exactly 6:48 a.m.
Sorry, I didn't hear what time.
6:48.
6:48 a.m.
Really? In the
Yep.
winter?
But it's March, so we're over the shortest day.
Yep.
Cool. So, having that in mind, we probably wake up a bit earlier, right?
7.
5, 6, 7, yeah, 5
It's
hours
later.
of sleep. Sounds like okay.
Yeah,
you-
earlier than our 8:30 alarm or 8 o'clock alarm that we put.
All right. So you wake up at 7, which is 5 hours sleep. Well, 4.5 actually.
It's okay. I've done that. It's okay.
Everybody has done it.
Have it.
All right, 7.
Yeah.
Sure, 7.
All right. All of you like wake up, and roll me, all of you, a Constitution roll.
Constitution.
It's the same
Oh
dice.
god.
The
80.
same
Okay.
dice.
Oh,
Constitution is just D100.
$50.
All right, you're all right. It will be because your constitution is 50.
80.
81 under
Ooh.
90.
80, 81 under 90, and
Over
Ooh.
50.
All right, Raven, your age is beginning to catch up with you, as 4.5 hours of sleep is just not enough. You are feeling very fatigued
Okay.
after yesterday, after having to sleep in a place that you're not familiar with. It wasn't a bed. You guys didn't really expect to spend the night out of your own beds or your temporary beds, so didn't bring a sleeping bag or even a mattress. So your weary old bones feel that you have been sleeping in a place not meant to be slept on.
In real life, I'm also 47 years old.
Indeed, a Rooney. That means that the fatigue makes it so you will have some penalties.
Oh God. Okay. What does it mean?
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
It is 10 o'clock. Do
10?
you 10 o'clock in real time right now?
Ah, okay. I was like, whoa, it was so fast. What did we do from between 7
Just
to
looked
10?
around.
Yeah, you were just for 3 hours looking around apathetically like, what's happening? No, it's 10 o'clock right now. Do you guys want to keep it going for just a bit, or are you?
Yeah, we've got to reach a cliffhanger. It's not the end of the session until you decide the cliffhanger.
Oh, okay.
So,
No. So we need to build up to cliffhanger.
I know.
Fine.
We will. Don't worry.
No worries.
What do you do?
I want to
guess
give John a call to say that or send John a text to say that we're on our way back.
All right.
John
Oh.
replies with just K.
Someone should call the handler about the tapes and the tape and the dog tag and the bottles.
Yeah, before you can call the handler,
Mm.
he calls you.
Oh. Hello, Topper.
Hey, Raven. Look, I was talking to, Dad, and
Yeah.
Dad says, you know that meat
Yeah.
that you have? Dad says don't cook it today. You know all that meat that you were going to cook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put it on ice and store it in the garage, like the garage you visited yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, he will pick it up tomorrow.
The garage?
Yeah, like the green garage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You
get it,
know?
sorry. Just
Yeah,
wanted to make
so put all the meat you have,
in the green garage.
yeah, like pack it on ice or anything and put it in
Yeah.
the green garage.
We won't cook it today.
Well, Dad will come pick it up tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to know what we found, or do you have only time for this?
Well, I think like what you found in that garage.
Yeah.
Maybe we can meet up later and you can show me what you found.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, but like the meat,
Yeah, the
it's
meat
gonna
will.
spoil if you don't put it on ice.
Yeah, put it on ice.
Yeah, and don't dilly dally because it will be picked up tomorrow at the
Yep.
garage.
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
Say thanks to Dad.
Okay, I will.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
And I relay this message that we should move the meat today, move the bodies today because, and store them in the green box.
Does he mean the banker?
Because they'll be picking it up tomorrow. The bunker, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need ice and body bags and hazmat suits.
And hazmat suits.
Body bags we have.
We don't have hazmat suits. We don't have ice. We need like dry ice.
Yeah. John,
Hello.
give me a alertness check.
Alertness. 13 under 80. Success.
You text K, and you look
Okay.
up from your phone, and you see Gabriel standing in front of the door, looking right at you. What do you do?
I walk up to the door between the glass
Mm-hmm.
and say, hello?
He points at the door.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. I'm gonna unlock it and ease it back slightly. Come in. Yeah.
He stands in the doorway and says, "Look, John, let's not beat around the bush. I know you're fucking with me. Just let us have what we came for, and we'll be on our way."
I'll let you have it.
Alright? I'm standing right here.
Come on in.
Again, John, I'm standing right here.
Okay then, you lead the way, sir.
John, I don't think you understand me on this point.
Mm.
I want you to get me what I want. I'll be standing right here.
I'm just gonna blankly stare at him and just usher him again.
That's cute, John. That's very cute. John, who do you work for? Because I know it's sure as shit ain't the FBI.
Well, let's just say it's federal related, but not the bureau.
Yeah. Thought you might say something like that. Alright, John. Gonna ask you one last time. Are you going to get me what I want?
Follow me, Gabriel. I'm gonna start walking through down the corridor, ushering him. Come on.
He's just standing outside of the door.
I mean, I can't handle this on my own, man. I'm gonna need your help with this. You're telling me not to shit you up. Well, bullshit you anymore. So, come, follow me. I can't do this alone, man. Have you got like a team with you, or you're on your own?
Funny you should say. and it looks to the side, and two men step into view. You can tell that they are packing.
Of course they are.
And Gabriel says, John, we know what's in there.
You're not from the DEQ, are you?
We're gonna come back with proper protection. And we'll get what we want. With your help, or without.
I'm going to pull my sidearm from there around the back end of my finger and point it straight at Gabriel. And what makes you think you're leaving here, sir?
I'm not inside yet, am I?
Well, I'm going to get my gun and poke it at my watch. Clock's ticking, Gabriel. You better make it quick.
I know, John. He just stands there.
I'm gonna, shut the door, lock it, pull down the blind. See you soon, Gabriel. Vroom. Turn around and start calling up the people. And yeah. So ring, 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 ring.
Who
That's
you're
the
calling?
fucking phone. It's a group chat. What are you on about? We've got a WhatsApp group chat.
Alright.
So everyone's phone just blares off.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Yeah, big problem.
Oh.
Gabriel didn't buy the story. He's sitting outside with two men. I'm gonna need you to call the Los Bandidos quickly.
Give me their number. Wait, don't you call them?
You're
You're friends with them.
Why do we need?
Yeah. Sorry. Beep. Put the phone down. Call up fucking. Quickly
Wait,
on speed dial.
Wait, why do we need the Los Banditos?
Oh, I've got a plan. I've always got a plan.
Oh my god.
This is what coins loves.
He needs Los Banditos for his Mexican standoff.
Yes.
I mean, if that means that they're at the front and we can go around the back.
Exactly. It's going to buy us time. And if you
Yeah.
think I'm walking out of here, I'm not. But I already made that decision.
Yeah.
Welcome to Del Green, baby.
Alright. So, what do you want to do?
I'm going to call up Jacob Reese instantly. Ring, ring.
Roll me a luck roll.
Oh, come on. Come on. If one roll depends on it. 5. Yes.
He picks up.
Jacob.
It was this, John, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Semper Fi, motherfucker.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. I know you keep talking about how you're just a biker group and that. Cut the shit now. I need your fucking help.
What's this on about?
Well, let's just say I've got two government types standing outside my building that I need to get out of the way instantly.
Aren't you government, dude?
I'm not government, let's just say that. I may have lied to you on that one, Jacob. I'm really sorry, but I was having your daughter's best interests when I was actually trying to save her.
After this, we're done, John.
We're done, yep, we're done.
I don't
All
like being
square.
lied to. Alright, half an hour.
Can you make it any quicker? Can you just get some of you guys just to at least make a slight bit of a distraction? Right now, everything seems to be half hour away in this fucking town.
Well, I would be sooner if it wasn't so early and I wasn't so hungover. Okay. Look, you want them gone, you want them out of the way. It would, like...
I don't want them out of the way, not that
four
far.
of my
I just want
guys-
you...
Would it work like 4 of my guys just stand in front of, like, the door itself? Would
Well,
that be enough?
can you get any more? Can you just, like,
Well, like
literally
4
get to the point of...
4 to start, right? And then more will trickle in, and I'll get there. And then...
Yeah. We just need you just to literally just move them away for the time being. Just until I give you the signal, until it's all clear.
All right. I'm on it.
I'll remember this, Jacob. I will remember this.
No, you're gonna forget me after this, John.
Oh, I'm really not. I'm gonna keep in contact.
Annual Christmas cards and everything.
Yes, yeah. Dear Jacob, hope you are well.
Los Menditos for life.
Nice.
All right. So takes about 10 minutes, and you hear.
As that's happening, I'm gonna call up the gang.
Uh-huh.
So, ring, ring. Ring, ring. Someone answer.
Hi.
Hey, John.
Hi. So, okay. DEQ's turned up. They've got guys packing. They're outside the door. They're trying to get in. I've just called up the Los Banditos. They're making a distraction and keeping them outside for the time being. But I need you to put your foot on the right-hand pedal right now and get your asses here. We're close to the sheriff's department, so maybe if one of you could just sneak in, get the fucking hazmat suit so we can get these bodies the fuck out of here and get it gone. We need to get gone quickly.
Well, are we still like making our way down the mountain at this point?
Yeah, you are.
Well, fucking
Yeah,
run. Fucking
Well,
run.
well, I can run pretty fast, but I don't know about these two.
You're also bringing some stuff, right?
Yeah, I think we're bringing the automatic saw.
The saw thing. Yeah.
The stuff thing, yeah.
Also,
The bottles, maybe. No, we left it there. The
Well,
corrosive-
I'm asking you. Like I'm not telling you
asking
what.
them.
Yeah.
no, the Sozo and I guess that's it for now.
So the bottles stayed there.
Yeah.
So only the cutting thing.
Maybe if how long have we been gone out of this bunker? Because maybe if John says he's armed, maybe Bradley is thinking about going back for the body armor.
It's got
You
no
could-
plates in it though, is it?
No, but like a thick book would maybe work. You could like run back. It would take about, if you like haul ass, it would take about 10 minutes. But I will ask you to do some checks.
Ooh, if it's gonna be dexterity check, I'm not super confident about that. Especially with my rolls today.
I think we don't have time, actually.
And you're
Yeah.
sneaking in anyway, and yeah, you're sneaking in the back, so
Yeah, no,
Mm.
especially if they're not, they don't have the plate, so it's not really going to do a whole lot. So no, let's just go continue down this mountain.
Yeah, and the
Right.
corner's close to the sheriff.
Yeah, we can call Derek on the way in and say, hey,
Bring the.
we need 3 more suits.
Okay. Let's do that.
All right.
While someone's driving.
Are you still on the call or something, or like at the group call?
Yeah.
I
Alright.
can say at this point as well, I'm going to be recording Gabriel for footage for the handler, and I'm going to send it into the group chat as well, so they can see the situation of everyone standing outside. And me go,
Alright.
"Ooh." I'm live streaming, baby.
Just so
Do
I
it for the
understand,
vine.
Yeah.
Gabriel is still outside. He has not moved out.
Well, as you're looking at this this video starts, you see like 4 or 5 of these biker dudes, burly guys, slightly sleepy-eyed, get off of their bikes, and you see the back of these 3 people in the front of the corner as they look at these bikers, like, and you hear like, "Can I help you?" And you hear one of the bikers say, yeah. We're just gonna stand in our favorite spot, you know. And like, they move past these three men standing in front, and one of these three men looks back at John, the older man that John knows as Gabriel. Raven.
Yeah.
You look at this video and this man looks familiar. Oddly familiar. He's a bit older, but you know these features. You've seen this man before, and you're racking your brain as you're walking. And then it clicks. You knew Gabriel as Stapler.
Oh,
my God.
And we'll see you all next time.
Oh.
Wow.